なんかもうすでに再生回数2ってなってるの何？まだ何もやってないんです。まだ、まだ告知も何もしてないですけど。まあ、いっか。ありがとうございます。ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待ってね。ツイッターにこれをやってますっていうのだけ上げて、開始していきますんでね。えーと、なんだ。どうやってやったんだっけ。もはや覚えてねえんだよな。もはや覚えてねえんだよな。肩いて。肩いて。生きていますと。スチームのゲームとか、生きてやりますと。スチームのゲーム。サムネがサムネが、サムネが、サムネが P4G。サムネが P4G になってるのはちょっと、サムネが、サムネが、サムネが、サムネが P4G なってんの。サムネが P4G になってるのはちょっと後で直します。サムネが、サムネが P4G なってんの。サムネが P4G になってるのはちょっと後で直します。てか今直すか、もう。プリントスク。今直すか、もう。メスピント。プリントスク。今直すか、もう。メスピント。なんか、面白いゲームっていうのは聞いた。あと安かった。面白いゲームっていうのは聞いた。あと安かった。なんか、1000円以下で買ったような記憶はあるんだよな。あと安かった。なんか、1000円以下で買ったような記憶はあるんだよな。よーし、サムネ変えた。よし、やったことはないので、このゲーム。よーし、サムネ変えた。頑張っていこうな。やったことはないので、待って、このゲーム。同じ、てか、やめろ、やめろ、やめろ。こうよ。よし、やるか。オプションの、オーディオなんか、日本語化バッジを当てたはずなんだけど、どこどこを修正しますみたいなことが書いてあったような気がするんだよな。オプションオーディオクローズキャプションのフルキャプションズ。ワイドスクリーンにするのがおすすめですって書いてある。これか。フルキャプションズ。えーっと、ビデオをワイドスクリーンにするのがおすすめですと。うわ、ワイドだな。ちょっと待って、落ち着け。ちょっとOBS の方変えんにゃいけんじゃんけ。ワイドすぎんか大丈夫？まあいっか。とりあえずやってみよう。な。いや、ワイドすぎんかこれ。大丈夫か？えーっと、本当に日本語になってんのかな？なってなかったらごめん。謝るわ。そこは謝る。頑張って、俺と一緒に英語を解読していこうな。英語だったらいいね。 ロードが長い。パソコンの性能の問題だと思うんだけど、ロードが長い。あ、なるほどね。なるほどですね。
This is the story of a man named
あ、日本語だ。
Stanley.
スタンリーというところの
Stanley
方
worked
で
for a
す。
company in a big
スタン
building
リーは大きなビル
where
の
he
中にあ
was
る会社で
employee number
427番と
427.
して働いていました。
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
キーボードのボタンを押すってなん
and
だ
he
ろうな。
pushed buttons on the keyboard.
なんかタッチタイピングをするわけじゃなく
Orders
て、
came
いや、
to
人差し指だ。
him through the desk, telling him what buttons to push,
わ、怖っ。
how long
なん
to
か、
push them,
あれだな。
and in what
アモン
order.
ガスみたいな、
This
ア
is
モンガ
what
スのタスクみたいなことやらされる感じ
employee
が。
427 did every day of every month
気
of
狂うで、そん
every
な。
year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment that the
スタンリーは喜びを感じていました。やば。やべえやつじゃん。
Stanley
ス
was
タンリーが幸せだったらしいですね。
And then one day something very peculiar happened.
しか
Something
し
that
あ
would
る日とても
forever
奇妙なこと
change
が起きました。
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour
指
when
示
he
が来ない
realized that
と。
not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
何か変だという
Shocked,
ことで。
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
まあもう動けんの。WASD ですよね。で、クリックしたらなんかガチャガチャ音はするけど何してるかさっぱりわかんねえ。お、え、
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
暖房とか
And
聞いと
here
る
I
とか
can
な
be
んか。
happy forever. I will be
これ
happy.
午前11時
Stanley waited.
だよね。
Hours
大丈夫だよ。
passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the
飯
ability
とか
to
どうしてんだ
tell.
お前。
But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
ごめん、聞いてな
Here
かっ
it
た。
comes.
終わった。全クリ。というわけではないか。何せっちゅう話ですか？とりあえず。全く話聞いてなかったけど、とりあえずまっすぐ行けんかな。どうわかんねえ。
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that
何を
all
言
that
って
you
るの
think
さ
an
っ
achievement
ぱ
is?
りわか
No,
んねえ
no,
よ。
no, no, no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now
100 ク
suppose
リック
you
すれ
were
ばいいん
to
です
click
か？
the door 20 times. I would say that's
め
the
んど
kind
く
of
さ
effort that warrants recognition.
なんだよ。てか、この、
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true
この
effort for a noble
何
cause.
ナレーターは何者なのマジで。
Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
必要これ。
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a
腹立って
true
きた。やめよう。
reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417番のドアをクリックしろ。見つかんねえよ、バカ。死ね。 消えた。あ、しゃがめる。すげえ。操作方法わかんねえ。他はなんかあるんかな。とりあえず左違う。左コントロールでしゃがみ、スペースでなんかジャンプとかっていうわけでもなし。待って、操作方法。ないか。ないですか。ググってくるべきかな、操作方法ぐらいは。窓が白い。うん。他になんか、できることもなさそう。おっとやめろ。次か。ロードが入った。確実にこれ泥棒入ってますよね。エスケープフロムタルコフみたいになってますけど。大丈夫これ。なんか417をメジャー連打しろとかなんか言われたよな。これか。でも結局なんか、分かっとるよな。結局なんかこいつのご機嫌伺いになってるな。いや、腹立ってきたな。いや、やめよう。めんで。腹立ってきた。だるいわ。お前が行け。さっき進んでみような。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
左のドアに入ります。今、なんでこっち開けた？まあいいか。
Yet there was
ま
not
た
a
しまっ
single
た。
person here either.
怖っ。
Feeling a wave of
ホラーゲームで
disbelief,
すかこれ。
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You can't jump っていう実績のロック解除されたんだけど何？スペースキーを連打してたことがバレた？ユーザー通話じゃ、はいはいはいはい、なるほどね。なるほどね。大体分かった。大体分かりました。ブルームクローゼット？
Stanley
掃
stepped
除用具
into
入
the
れ。
broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned
振り
around
返
and got
って
back on
通
track.
路へと戻りました。ここで暮らすか。ここで働かせてください。ここで働かせてください。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
階段が登っ
upstairs
て
to
か。
his boss's office.
下なんかあるかな。開いてる。怖っ。車あ
But
るじゃん。
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
ドア閉ま
why
った
had
し。
he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His
ま
boss
し
would
て
think
上
he
限
was
の死んで
crazy.
るのかきっと
And
わ
then
かる。
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he
ひょ
thought
っ
to
として
himself,
狂っている
maybe
のは
I
俺では
am
みたいなや
crazy.
つ。
All of my coworkers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no
いや、
reason at
車
all.
で、どうやってこの
None
車
of
こ
it
こに入
made
れた？
any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to
あ、
make
ここ
other
か。
strange
これ車庫という
observations.
か。
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did
どうして足
doors
元を見ても
close
自分の足が見え
automatically
ないんだろう
behind
か。
him wherever he went?
確かにね。
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty
も
familiar.
しやル
Were
ー
they
プしてい
simply
る？
repeated?
何の話をしてる？
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that it had been on the tip of his tongue.
マジ
He
でホラー
just
ゲームか
hadn't
これ。
found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually
あ、ドア閉まるね。
He wasn't going to lose his job.
1、2、B4。
He wasn't
あー、
crazy
ループして
after
いる
all.
ね。
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my
夢では
real
ってい
life job
う。
pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying.
空を
and
飛ぶ
began
自
to
分をイメ
gently
ージし
float
ますと。
above the ground. Then
本
he
当だ、ちょっと浮いて
imagined
る。
himself soaring through space on a magical star field. And it
空
too
を飛び
appeared.
回る
It was
姿。
so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed
話長っ。
he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
声が
thinking?
頭の中にビーっていると。
Now
おー、
the
すごい
voice
め
was
たい。
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a
これ
voice
逆走できねえのかなって思ったけど、
thinking about
逆の
how
ドアは
it's
閉まってんだ
describing
な。
my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very
ちょこちょこね、なんか、ロードのために画面が一瞬止まるのもちょっとなんかあれだな。
odd, but of course,
無駄だ
this
な。
was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply
い
deceiving
や
himself,
ー、
believing that if he
ナレーターがいる時点で夢でしょうよ。
responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right
まあ
now
責任取る必要がないんだったら、まあその辺の壁とか片っ端から
Now,
壊すよ
hearing
な。
the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that
夢
this
落
was
ち
in
か
fact a dream.
長いわっていう
Did the
か。
voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
ああ、終わっ
The
た。
cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside
え、
this
お前外で寝てんの？
Let me wake up, he thought to
そういう意味
himself.
じゃないか。
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me
い
go
つ
back
も
to
通
my
りボタ
job.
ンを押させて
Let
くだ
me
さい。
continue pushing the buttons.
タン
Please.
ポポを乗
It's
せ
all I
る。
want.
刺身にタンポ
I
ポを
want
乗
my
せる仕事に
apartment
使わせて
and
く
my
ださい。
wife and my job. All I want is my life
いつも
exactly
通り
the
の
way
私の
it's
人生だ
always
けだ。
been.
あ、ちょっとすみません、ビール開けます。
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything
普
will
通
be
か？
fine. I am okay.
このご時世、なんか、タッチタイピングを人差し指だけでやる人は、なんか、まあ、割とレアだと思うけど。あ、
Stanley
終わってない
began
わ。
screaming. Please, someone wake me up.
あ、
My
今の
name
自
is
分、すみません。自
Stanley.
分の手が
I
当た
have
った
a
だけです。
boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
なん
I
か、
must be
あれ、
real.
ジャッキー・チェーンの映画で、フー・アム・アイっていう映画あったよね。
And everything went black.
終わったけど、何どういうこと？まあまあ、今のちょっとあんまり
This
やるこ
is
とも
the
なかったもん
story
な。
of a woman named Mariella.
は？
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
スタン
But on this
リ
particular
ー
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief
ビルめ。
moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
クレイジー。
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know
いやでも、
what's real
なんだろう、
and
倒
what
れてた人を見たら、
isn't. It was comforting to think this.
みんな
And
絶対に
in a certain way,
まずはスマホを
seeing this
取るよ
man
ね
made her feel
取り出す
better.
よね。大丈夫
Then
です
she
かって
remembered
声
the
かけ
meeting
る
she had
かもしれん
scheduled for
な。
that day. The very
声
important
かけ
people
る。
whose
でもな、声かける
impressions
の
of
ちょっと
her
怖いよう
were
な気がするから
very
な。
clear.
まずは
By
スマホで、
extension, the rest of her life.
救急車を呼ぶ
She
な
had
り
no time for this.
する
So
か
it
な。
was only a moment that she stood there, staring down
か
at
な。
the body. And then
まあで
she
も大丈夫
turned
ですか
around.
だよな、多分な。まずは。外傷がないかとかっていうのを、チラチラ見るみたいな。ロード入った。うわぁ、振り出し。
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after.
天気を見てみたいってなんだよ。
One day see weather.
で、さっき左行って、ここでね、左行って、下降りたからダメだったみたいな感じでだと思うんだよね。これ右行っていいんですかね。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
あ、
wanted to
すごい。
stop by
つ
the
じつま合わ
employee
せてくれ
lounge
た。
first, just to admire it.
しゃがみはできるんだよな。
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been
これ
worth
を
the
素晴らしい
detour
部屋
after
ですっていう
all,
人
just
は
to spend a
まあ
few
まあまあ
moments
や
here
ばい
in
と
this
思うけども。
immaculate, beautifully constructed
Coffee.
room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
立ったままじっくりと味わおうか。自販機がさ、
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have
コールドド
mysteriously
リン
vanished,
ク。
here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
同
worth
じ
it.
種類のやつ、下の方で3つぐらい売ってないですか？人気なんかな？色的にスポドリ。
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his
この部屋に
overall
対する賛知。
personality.
なんか
It's
この部屋が大
possible
好きみたい
that
な
this
人
is
になってる。
why everyone
な
left.
ってるとかさせられてる。
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no
うるせえバカ。
more, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing
あ、始まっ
room
た。
and took the first open door on his left to
廊
get
下の
back to
左
business.
にある最初のドアを通りました。廊下の左？
Stanley was so
今の？
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
すげえなんか悪口言われてる気がする。お前の説明が悪いんじゃない？そんなことないか。ジャンプすなって書いてある。From the cargo lift while is in motion。動いてる最中にジャンプしたりすんな。このカーゴが動いてる間にジャンプしたりするのかな。英語力なんてもう中学校以降のレベルではないというか、中学校以降英語を習った試しがないから分かりませんというのが正直なところですな。これ乗れるんだ。乗った。わ、動いた。わ。
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
お前誰だよ。
I
お
realize that
前誰
investing
だよ。
your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that
いけ
the
るか。
story has been about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
マジかよ、つったぞ。
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to
ダメだ、
convince
なん
you
か
of this,
ちょっ
but
と
I
ロードが入
really
るときになん
do
か
want to
ガ
help
クガ
you,
クってな
to
るな。
show you something beautiful. No,
美しいものってなんだ？
let me
アイ
prove
カツと
that
か
I'm
か。
on your side. Give me a chance.
あ、しまった。2B1 になってる。2B3。黙ったな、ナレーターがな。ロードが入りまして。
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
じゃあ、青いドア開けんなや。
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked
青いドアなくなっ
through
た。
the red
あ、青い
door.
ドアある。めっちゃ矢印書いてある。青いド
All right, fine, go
アあ、
ahead,
すげえ。
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's
ゲッ
out
ト。
there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen?
う
Well,
るせえわ。
don't let me stop you.
と、
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you
Oh.
were never supposed to be here in the first
あ、そこ
place.
にも部屋ある。
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this
壊れ
what you
た部屋。
wanted?
む
Was
き
it
出しの
worth
開発
ruining
用
the
テクス
entire
チャ
story
ー。
I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of
知らねえ
time
わ
into that?。
別撮りだろうが。 どうせ。
And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires.
どんなゲームなのか説明しろや、まずは。
What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
ああ、スキルツリーちょっと見たかったかもしれない。
Absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some
レズ
feedback.
ポーで新しいデザインを見せ
There
る。
we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it.
おお、すげえ、こっちになった。
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback
ジ
here.
ャンプをさせろ。
A one? I mean, I can understand
これ点数。
reservations.
はい
So
はいはい。
ways
ご
the
めんね。
game could be improved. to
Please
more
rate
fully
your
express itself
experience
mechanically
だ
and
から、
artistically,
ああ、
but
ここでよかったの
a
か。
one? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do
64.128
with
って
that?
なんだっけ、フリードバッ
But I guess
ク、
it
フ
isn't
ィー
my
ドバ
place
ック
to
エリア
judge.
64.128。
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly
新しい
candid,
バージョンをコン
I
パ
think
イルし
I've
ました。
knocked it
率
out of
直に
the
言って最
park
高
with
に
this
出来に
one.
なったと思い
Let's
ま
take a
す。
look.
いや、割とむき出しな気がするけど。ワールドワイドリーダーボード。こっちに行ったらなんかあるんですか。うわ、またしまった。うわ
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
そういう意味ではクソゲーかな
I
って
nearly
思うけど
forgot。I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on,
何です
and
か
now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
あ全クリし
In
た
this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him
あ
back
それ
to
しまう
the
と君の
right,
負けで
and
す
if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium
家
of
庭での要
endlessly
求にエントリ
confronting
ー
the
でどうかの
demands
大
of
変さ
family life. I think the art world
いや
will
ー
really take notice.
チープが
But
す
of
ぎ
course, the
る
message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it
こ
for
の
a
ゲーム
while.
が持つメッセージ性を理解するに
Why
は4
don't
時間ほ
you
ど
give
プレイ
it
する
4
時
hours of
必要があ
play
りま
to
す
make sure it's effective? Be
炎の
sure
エフェ
to
クト
leave
なんだ
notes
か
on
なんか
this.
なんだろうちょっとうわ子供腹立つしかも早いな割と
You heartless bastard.
うわめっちゃ怒られた
Purely to spite me. Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely
めちゃめちゃ言われてんだけ
I
ど
can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
急にクソゲーさすな
I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey,
あ
since
でも
my
若
game was
干
so
なんか見える
awful,
なまだ
why don't we play someone else's game just to ease the pain? Let's see.
ホール
What do we have here?
1228
Yes.
これ何やらされてんのマジで
Let's give it a shot.
このゲーム何なのマジで何をするのがもう
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough?
ダメじゃ
Tell me
ね
that,
これは
Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll
あ
say
しゃが
this.
しゃがみも
I'm
で
done
きる
making things for
でも
you.
ジャンプでき
From
ねえの
now
はちょっ
on, I
と
will only
ゴミじゃ
create
ない
to
ですか
fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
俺にも作らせろ
This will go here. No, here. And then.
あなんだお前本当に
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this.
缶オケかな
Gaze upon my work of art and feel
や
ashamed
べ
of your own.
天才的な建築物を見た
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please step inside and make
だからジャンプを
yourself
させろあの辺ちょっと掘らせろブランチマイニングなどをさせろ やだ。絶対これ閉じ込めるでしょ、こいつ。嫌に決まってんだろうが。お前誰だ？ジャンプできねえ。腹立たしい。長押しとかでなんか掘ったりもできない。しかも入らなければ進まなさそう。
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait,
すべてはダイヤモンド。
ド。
ダイヤモンドの塊で、家を囲うみたいな、家の外壁を作るみたいな、クソみたいなのがあったりするよな。あ、それっぽい曲が流れ始めてる。それはダメなのでは？単純に。
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
ないですけど。これ落下ダメージあるのかな？
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear.
あ、ダメージない。
Makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
あ世界的なゲームにお前、星1とか言うのよくないと思いますけど、もうちょっとコピへつらった方がいいと思うんですけど。
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
あれ、RTA in Japan で見た。去年末の RTA in Japan で見た。ポータルでしたっけ？でも、あれゲームやったことがないからわかんないんだよな。あ、すげえ。わあ、割れた。トイレにインできるのかなこれ。トイレにイン。できんかった。外出ろって言われてるこれ。もしかしなくても。乱暴。結構乱暴にできる。ああ、バッチ。ポータルって何するゲームなのか俺知らないんだよね。少なくともジャンプができないゲームではないと思うんですけど。なんだろう、わからん。でもこの、なんだろう。何を言えばいいのかわかんねえや。
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
ああ、起きるんだ。はいはい。持てるし、起きると。
Genius.
うわあ、すごいバカにされてる。
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to...
わあ、なんかそれっぽい。でも違うな、これ。スタンリーの世界で終わるな、一応な。わあ、バグったゲームの世界だな。落ちたのか、待ってたんですかね。ゲーム続いてる508。ずいぶん荒派出とんな。423。ああ、ライトついてる。罠だ。でもあっち行けなんだろうな。ドア閉まっとるしな。ドアのノブがない。ドアのノブ。ダッシュ欲しいわ。まあ、光ってる方行けなんだろうな。確実に罠だろ、こんな。なんだあれ。 遠いわ、見えん。で、426、427、自分の部屋だ。なるほど。いや、わかんねえけど。結構難しいゲームか、ひょっとしてこれ。終わった。
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
俺がルールだみたいなこと言い
Yes,
始
I'll
め
be
たけど。
back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
部屋が寒い。
Very soon. I can wait.
ひょっとして、このゲームそんな面白くないかもしれんな。いや、これを面白くできるのは技
All of
術
his
なんだろうけど、
coworkers were gone. What could it
とりあえ
mean?
ず、
Stanley decided to
なんだろう、
take
イエスマン
the
になっていこうな、こいつの
Perhaps he。had
まずは。
simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
最速を目指していくぜ。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
いや、さっ
find
き
an
なんでこ
answer
こ開いた？
there.
あ、開くんだ。へえ。上っ
Coming
つった
to
な
a。staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
開きません。開いてはいる。急になんか、木目調というか、木の温かい感じが出始めたな。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
Piano
discover
ある。
not an indication of any
オフィス。
human life. Shocked,
オフィスルーム？
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the
デスク
terrible
の
truth
後ろに
that
あ
his
るキ
boss
ーパ
had
ー、こ
been
れか。
keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
はい。
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
資料紙もありません。ということはどっかにヒントがあるみたいな。ここに近づいたらなんか
Stanley just
点出る
sat
な。
around twiddling his thumbs.
座っ
Trying
て
to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
バカにされてる。なんだ、ヒント見つけろってか。まあ、多分、そのまま入れろって言ってんだろうな。言ってんだろうな。言ってんだろうな、これな、マジで。ないんかな、ヒント的なものって。2、
Forgot, but it turns out that the
お前
power
な
of
っつった。
emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
あああ、下に行ける。暗いなぁ。伝え行きまして。わあ、ゆっくり動いている。指挟まったら大変なやつ。ロード入った。さっきの2845はもう入れてよかったんだろうね、多分ね。
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
自我が芽生えた
This
的
question
な。
would not go unanswered for long.
あ、いた。マインドコントロールファシリティ。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
エスケープって書いてあるけど。なんかピコーン。
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
一体どうなってしまうのか。
Now the monitors
Well,
came to
I mean,
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them.
いやでもこれ全部監視するのだいぶむずいぞ。
Freedom meant
一
nothing.
人でやってるわけじゃないか。え？これは？
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
あ？
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
急になんか
It was unthinkable.
世に
Wasn't
も
it?
奇妙な物語
Was
み
it
たい
even
なこと言い
possible?
始めてるな。
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
でも
or
オフラインに
sad
なってますけど
or
今。
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
はあ。はあとしか言いようがないけど。はあ。あかんし。この無駄な空間何？聖剣伝説の水の神殿のなんか途中のボスと戦うところみたいな。あ、これはボタンじゃない。なるほどですね。これはボタン。ちょっとくしゃみが出た。マインドコントロールザアイドル、アウェイティングインプット、入力待ちで相当待ちになっております。
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
なんでオフとオンがある？まあ、とりあえず止めろって言ってんだから止めるか。止めました。あ、動ける。
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty.
ん？なんか柵の中にいる？
Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
何もやってねえわ。
Freedom was mere moments
何
away.
もやってねえわ。
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
コントロールから離れた。
Feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
あ、最初に言ってたな。全部ナレーターの言う通りやん。実績の6個解除しました。ビートザゲーム。うわあ、終わってね
ー。All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
会議室に行こう。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this
これ
was
右
not
に
the
行って
correct
どう
way
だった
to
っ
the
け？
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
あ、
employee
右に
lounge
行って、
first,
なんか
just to admire
左
it.
のドアに入れっていうので、入れんかったみたいな。
Wow. Yes.
美しいです
This
ね。
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
廊下の
door
左
to
の
left.
ドア。こ
And
っち
so
だ。
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the
Oh.
opposite door, and got back on track.
うんうん。
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
わからんこと言うな。
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
待って。なんか突っ込むのだるい。
No. This isn't right at all.
ネタバレだっ
You're not supposed to be
た
here
らしい
yet.
で
This
す。
is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley,
つ
close
い
your
2
eyes.
分ぐらい前にここいたけど。
Okay.
あそこだな。
We just have to get back to, oh.
ドアを閉めるな、そしたら。
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
ああ
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
いろいろ調べれはするな。こ
When
こで
Stanley...
右に、あれ
Wait, what? No one? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Oh, no.
何を言ってる?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's
虚無をつかむみたいな話をしているさては。
then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
落とし物をしたんであればさっきのところにあるでしょ。うーわ。こんな道だったっけ？うわー、入り組みまくっている。入り組みまくっている。
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we just
入り組んでるんじゃなくて、なんかどっかでループしてるんかな。
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
何?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
ドア閉めれる。
sent a memo.
あ、ドア閉めれる。へえ。知らんかった。おー、おー。ドアない。
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
ドアな
Why
い。
don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
いや、ドア閉まるの怖え。
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
来るぞじゃねえ
The
よ。
story. Here it comes.
わー、一
No,
周してい
wait,
る。
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
すげえな。バグってんぞ。わー、変なとこになってる。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
こんな板張りじゃなかったな。
Do you remember, Stanley?
ドアもねえ。
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I
No,
know
man.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at
勝利ってなん
all.
だ
We both know you
何と
put in
戦ってん
the
だ
actual work for that win. Some people win fair
そういう
and
話じゃ
square,
ねえ。
and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
お前の気分一つでリスタートさせられとるやんけ。わあ。
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
TM って書いてあ
Follow
る
the。line.
ライン書いて、ライン TM って書いてある。そんなとこまで真面目にやらんでもいいな。あれこっちでしたよね、さっき。
No, no, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
ライン TM に任せよう。 どうやってんの？ああ、ダメだ。あの黄色い線に従わなきゃいけないっぽいな。それもどうかと思うけどな。あとこれ天井むき出しなんですけど。やだー。425の部屋を通り抜け。こんな道ではなかったと思うんですけど。
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's
はい、
over in
TM って書くのやめろ、本当に。
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. The
運命の地ってなんだよ。何が目的なんだ。
our destination, even if there's no story there. Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
戻ってきてる。
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
音腹立つ。どっかでループしてるな。いや違うか、俺が見せただけか。じゃあ曲腹立つ。いや違うよな、こんなんじゃなかったと思う。あ、上行ってる。壁走っとるけど上には行けないと。この BGM 腹立つんでやめてもらっていいですか。はてなって書いてある。はてなではてなが書いてある。複合機にしてはボロッボロやな。なんだろう、どこライン TM さんあれ狂いまくってるけど。いや曲腹立つんですけど。ちゃう戻ってる。モンスリーレッドギアコーポレートインバランスフィナンシャルレコーズかバケットアナライズパーソナルファイルスデパートメントアカウントコンソリデーションレポーツアニュアルリビューズわかるかい。日本語も英語もできねえわ。いや曲腹立つよ、もう本当に。
Cut the music. Go back and look at that firm. Stanley, This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
シダ植物、これですよね。はあ。はあとしか言いようがねえけど、はあ。サイで。
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
何と戦ってんだ、本当に。
Oh, no, not again. Line, how
Giant
could you have done
TMA.
this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't
お
take this
前
anymore.
本当
To hell
に
with it.
リセット癖がついてる。ダメな子供だ。
You know what, Stanley? I say
Oi,
forget the adventure.
agarra.
And what's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
あ、こっちゲって。
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path.
いや、さっき
a
の
new
何、
story that could be anything. What do you want our
マイ
story
ンクラ
to
フ
be?
トで
Go wild.
もうすでに
Use
どうか
your
してたけど、
imagination.
うわ、急に
Whatever
閉じ込め
it
ら
may
れ
be,
た。
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
あれ。あ、戻れるようになったのか。ん？ループしてるようで実はしてないのかな。あ、してないんだと思われる。
Oh no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or
ま
monitor.
たお前 TM。
Just don't mind it. You should be
それ
fine.
TM。ええはい。
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the
何を言
right
ってるんだ。
door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the
敗北を
correct
知りたいみたいなこと言い始め
Another
た。
victory for us.
またしても勝っちゃったなっつって。
Our destiny
また俺たちが勝っちゃったな。おっと。
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say? in all of this?
Confusion ending.
Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
しろや。
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
今多分ここのコンフュージョンエンドのスケジュールを見つけ
Will
るでね。
someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I
右
guess
行って
now
も
just
左行っても
wait.
こうだった
You
な。
know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in
待
the
つしかないよ。
destination
だって
or
勝
the
手に決
journey.
めんなよ、
Though
本当に。
they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
え
his
ー、
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
これ
meeting
コンフュージョンエンドに
room.
なっ
Perhaps
たって
he'd
こと
simply
か。
missed a memo.
まあ進んでいけば分かるんだろうな、多分な。
When Stanley came to a set
左
of
の
two
ドアに入り
open
まし
doors,
た。
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a
会
single
議室には誰
person
もい
here
ません。
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase,
上に行き
Stanley
ます。
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
うわ、いけんかった。で、上司のオフィスに入りまして、
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
これ
again
が開くんだったっ
stunned
け？
to
ど
discover
こだったっ
not
け？
an
この暖炉だったっ
indication
け？
of any
確か。
human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of
怒られた。
anxiety isn't healthy. So he
ニューエイジミュージック流れるって言われ
with
た。
some calming new age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward
いい
into
よ
the
も
opened passageway.
なんだったっけ？忘れたな、書いてあったこと。なんか進むけど何もできないみたいなこと書いてなかったっけ？でもなんかこのまま行くと普通になんか
Stanley
なんと
walked
かなり
straight
そうだ
ahead
な。
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room.
進みそうなんだけど。
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
閉ま
himself.
ってる
Did
し。
he have the strength to find out?
いや、普通に進みそうですけど。普通にさっきの謎のエンドで終わりそうですけど。
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
めいたい。
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Individual.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
コンフュージョンエンド失敗したってことか？さては。
This
どうすんのが
mind
正解だったんだ？
control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
こっちだった。
But here was the proof.
いや、いける感じだな、
The
これ。
operation. Controls labeled with
上ある。
emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that
5
this
までボタンあっ
machinery
たような
would
気がする
never
な。
again exert its terrible power
押してみるか。
over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
5。1と4と5しかなくない？ああ、ここにあるわ。1、2、3。3どれだ？ 3 が見つかんねえ。3が見つかんねえよ。こうでしょ？ 3 どこ？あ、これか。意味ねえ。1、2、3、4、5までのボタンがある意味何なんだろう。順番に押していきますか。順番に押していきますか。そしたら、1、2の、3どの辺だったっけ？ 3 で4があるでしょ。4とよりれんか。これこのままマジで終わりそうだな。で最後に5。なんもないんかい。
And when at last he found the source of the root. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
よくわかんねえな。
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley.
説教長くなった。もう早くリスタートさせてくれ。
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world. That's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
Goodbye, employee.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me. All and believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever.
終わり。なんやろ、あれ止める方法あったんかな。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
LINE TM の話はどこ行ったんだろうな。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
開く。おしゃんな BGM 流れ始めたけど、まあ、なんか小声でスタンリーって言わんかった。やっぱり動いてないような気はしたんだよな。開くようになってるな、ドア。トイレだ。トイレにあるラーメン屋の格言みたいなやつかな。うわ、さっきまで開かなかったと思ったんですけどね。おなじみですね、じゃねえよ。早っ。3回目だとこんな感じになるんだ。それ省略しますねみたいな。楽でいいね。エスケープの方行ってみたかったけど、なんか。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was
うわ、なん
that
か
at the
死
end
ぬっ
of
て言
this
われた。
hall, Stanley would
お前死ぬでって
die
言われ
of
た。
death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
結構
At
遠
this
い。
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
ああ、横も道がねえな。え、
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story. Trapped forever.
わあ、潰される未来のやつだ。
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
わあ、ぺちゃんこになってる。しゃがんどこ。
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
え、ジラシプレイ的な。
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the
あ、
game
そうでしょう
back
な。
in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly
うわ、大
did
きくなっ
the
た。
narrator think he was going to accomplish?
あ、動ける。どういう
When
こと？
every path you can walk has been created for you long in
Whoa.
advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
まあ、そうでしょうな。
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start? クレジットが書いてある。ソリティアやってる場合じゃねえぞ。そこから継ぎ足しでなんかいろいろ生まれていったっていう感じなのかな。スタンリーのコンピューター。ネイチャーペインティング。なるほど。なるほど。こうなる可能性もあったわけだな。あっちはなんだろうな。いや、怖っ。エンプロイヤーラウンジ。アンダーグラウンド。初期バージョンの地下施設。
キーワンブライティングは2年間の開発期間中にゲームの全体のセリフを3回に分けて録音しました。流れているゲームの本編には未登場の流れているのは本編には未登場の初期テイクの音声。なんかデバッグルームみたいなところですね、完全にここ。今更だけど。筆あるな。これはゲームのアルファ版でフリーダムエンディングの最初の形となったもの。モニタールームエレベーター。カウントダウンルーム。あっちは最後だな。ってことは。エンディング。チェンジングレベル。ラベルズかなレバーズだな。エンディングレバーズ。今は触ることはできるわけではない。The game is now paused. そうなんじゃ。へえ。自分でリスタートした時にエンディングがあったんだな。私の2つの段に作ろうか。プレイヤーが何度もプレイするのに重要なポイントのネット内で最終的に戻してもらう。アパートメントタイムも。あ、本当だ、ちょっと違うな。ってことはあれ、落下死もあったんだな、やっぱり。ウォーゾーン。このアクションゲームには意識が芽生え、ナレーターに対抗し始めます。なるほどね。まあでも今とやってることそうそう変わんないですけどね。メンテナンスルームの初期。なんか書いてるなぁ。これ多分初期の部屋でしょ？一番最初の部屋に戻ってきたということで。あの部屋行くか。ちょっと遠くになんか、ザ・スタンリーズ・パラベライト。読めんかった。ここね。
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they
どの
wish to
二人？
control one another. How they both wish to be free.
ゲームをオフにすることができるんだ。下。
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose.
Wow. 部屋来たな。
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
だいぶ紙散乱してますけど。大丈夫？
When Stanley came to a set of two
Oh, is it?
open doors, he entered the door on
これ
his
右に
left.
入っ
This was not the correct way to
で
the
も
meeting room, and Stanley knew it
結局の
perfectly
とこ
well.
ろ
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
また元に戻れるっちゃ戻れる。
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
まっ
open
すぐ
door
行くと
on
ま
his
ためん
left.
どくさいので、左に行こう
And
ね。
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
こっち行ってみるか。戻っちゃった。降りてみた方がよかったかな。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
Yeah.
his boss's office.
なんちゅうかね、もう結構飽きてきてる。なんだろう、動きがなさすぎるな、このゲームな。下に行こうとするとなんか謎の陽気な BGM が流れまして、もう一回やると止まる。エレベーターじゃなくてなんか箱型のオルゴールだったんですかね。開いてるわ。
Here's the door, just
一応させてもらっていいですか？間違えた。なんだろう、配線値が高いというか、ちょっと横向いたつもりが、後ろを向いてる感じがあるんだよな。配線値なんで加速の問題なんかな。ロードが入りまして、これどうすんのが正解なのか
Stanley
な。
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
投げんだよな、こっから。
The lights rose on an enormous
えい。あ、紙なくなってる。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
窓
employee
に引っ
lounge
かかるって
first,
なんだ
just to
よ。
admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first
Who's
time
it?
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
こっちがコンフュージョンエンディングだったっけ？
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
LINE
He
TM が出
wanted
た
to
やつ。
wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
さっきできたのこっちだから左。
left.
で、閉じられ
No,
て、
it's to the right, my mistake.
で、右も閉じられ
No,
て、
no, 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 not the right.
で、前。
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
こっちじゃなかった。
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet.
ジャ
This
ン
is
プ
all
で
a
きねえんだよ
spoiler.
な。
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ジャンプできないんですな。
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
もう聞
Everything
いたよ。
Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
こっちも開くんだ。どうなってんの？どういう立地？
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a
これ
story
また
here
なんか変な不
before.
快な BGM が流れるですか？
Do we need to restart the game again?
勘弁してほしいんですけ
I
ど。
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
またリスタートなった。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
ドアが
memo.
ないやつでしょ、次は。やっぱりな。
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
LINETM さんがそろそろ出てくるんじゃなかったっけ？ここどうだったっけ、そして。
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
何を言ってんのかこれはわかんねえよ。
Now this... Well, I'll be honest.
あ
I
あ、
don't
またここから
recognize
長いや
this
つ
place at all.
か。
Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
あ、来て
Well,
き
you
た
know
っす。
what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
今日ここまでにしとこうかな。
Oh,
いや、なんか、全然締まりのない話になってきてるけど、まあ。
we both know you didn't put in any
悲しい
actual
わ。
work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those
これを楽しめる
situations.
人と楽しめない人とあるんだろうな。
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
とりあえず配信はもう切るか。同じようなことやってます。というわけでちょっと一旦配信切るわ。なんか、進展がなさそう。なので、すいません。あと、ちょっと俺が若干眠たくなってきちゃったので、やめますね。うん。お疲れちん。